while we wait. Okay, let's see. What does she talk about?
WoW and FFXIV Race to World First.
It is
I've
so
actually
low.
casted the FFXIV Race to World First for DSR once. I spent a little bit of time.
The audio is really low.
And it was just so fucking crazy. Because I was there whenever we discovered, well, the raiders discovered the time loop mechanic that happens in DSR. And
yeah, the mechanic's sick.
Absolutely mind-blowing. Like, I'll always cherish
Seeing it for the first time is awesome.
I was casting with Rook at the time, and we were both just losing our minds because we realized that the game has caused the raiders to go through a time loop, which starts you back at the beginning of the fight. And then you just have to keep going again until you figure out what to do differently this time so that you get into a different timeline. Holy shit. DSR is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like,
it's also very thematic.
Wow. Maybe it's good.
It's my favorite ultimate in the whole game.
That the game kind
by
of
far
pushes people into doing the harder content. Maybe it will like encourage people to try ultimate. I wish more people would really try it. But it's not that easy because it's a massive time commitment. Usually.
Yeah.
But anyway, regarding the WoW Race to World First, I'm extremely happy to say that yes, it's Echo that won this Race to World First. I'm so happy for them. I got to meet them.
Oh, Echo's the same guys that also play FF14, I think.
A bunch of them at FanFest. They're big FFXIV fans, a bunch of them. And I got to meet them, hang out again pretty recently at BlizzCon. So I got to know some of them, and they're awesome. All the people that I've met, these are like new friends of mine. So I'm really, really happy for Echo. And let's see what Zeus has to say about the Race World First, comparing these two, because to me, I feel like
Zeno played WoW. I don't even know.
Just because the styles of combat are very, very different.
Okay, there's a couple things that I don't like about the WoW race. It's an artificial race to me. And I know that sounds like, I don't know, weird or like wrong, but realistically, there's only ever like 3 or 4 groups that even have a chance of clearing, right? You will never have some random group out of nowhere just come in and win. Yeah, okay, so it's more like 2 or 3, right? So it's Liquid, Echo, and then like according to the leaderboards that I've seen on the past like 3 races, like Method has always been like far behind.
Well,
it's normally just like Liquid and Echo. But I haven't followed it for like very long, right? Because I know Method used to win, like they won like 10 in a row or some shit like that. I care about the race more because of the players. No, I know Echo used to be Method, but they like rebranded after all that Method Josh shit, right? They like tried to distance themselves from that. Again, I'm not trying to shit on the race at all. I actually really enjoy like when Echo was trying to clear that. Hold on. What was the copy pasta? It was, I beg and plead, please soak the seed. Dude, that was so funny, dude. And then, like, in Max's chat, he had people spamming, what the fuck?
Oh, Max, isn't that the guy that also played FF as well? He raided?
Is a kilometer.
I remember that.
What the fuck is a whatever? That was awesome, too. Yeah, so I actually like the race more for the people than the actual content. Like, I actually kind of think the content is complete garbage. I'm not going to lie. The reason why I think it's so bad is because it's artificial.
What's garbage? What content?
What the fuck is whatever? That was awesome too. Yeah, so I actually like the race more for the people than the actual content. Like, I actually kind of think the content is complete garbage. I'm not gonna lie. The reason why I think it's so bad is because it's artificially long because you have to farm for gear. It's bosses that they already know.
I can't talk anything about WoW, by the way. I'm new player in WoW. I literally started playing it yesterday. I know nothing about any of this.
So all the mechanics they have triggers already set up. It's essentially just 1 or 2 bosses that they don't actually know, right? So there's no discovery. There's nothing new. It's artificial. I could never...
Right, I was told that because there's PTR, the WoW players, they just jump in PTR and know the mechanics and then get world first that way. Because then it goes live and then they already know the mechanics. So... that's what I've been told.
There's no discovery. What are you talking about? Like, they do have to prog all of this. Like, it's not just because... it's not like Final Fantasy XIV where, like, it's a puzzle, and once you know the answer to the puzzle, that you can put all the puzzle pieces together and create the finished thing. Like, it's not like that. Because you need to be able to react quickly. Like, this is more about thinking on your feet.
I I think she's misunderstanding what Zeno's trying to say. He said because people get to prog, you know, before the thing is released. What he's trying to say is basically they get a head start for World First. So I think she misunderstood what he's trying to say there.
And working very quickly together as a team, where even if you know all the mechanics, it won't fucking help you, because
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Even if you know all the mechanics, it won't help you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see it from a different perspective. Maybe she means something else, or it's literally like this.
you need to have absolute synergy between yourself and everybody else in the team, and like fast reflexes.
Well, no, if you know the mechanics, it will definitely help you a lot. Because you go in knowing what to do. I actually don't understand what Zepla is trying to say here.
You need to have absolute synergy between yourself and everybody else in the team, and like fast reflexes. And you need to be able to very quickly adapt to changing situations in a way that FFXIV never asks you to do. So I feel like comparing these...
What? Oh, this is kind of bad.
Wait. That FFXIV never asks you to do. So
FFXIV never asks you to do? Okay, let me find an example real quick here. Something that's fast reflexes, top, party synergy. If we enter phase 2, right? Has she done top, by the way? Is she progging top? I don't know how it is. But I know that in top, in party synergy, you have to find your symbol. You have to know if you're flexing right or left. And you also need to find the eye. And then there's also a situation where you might get a stack marker and need to flex. So you can double flex and then get knocked back. Like, I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot. And it's really tough. It's a tough mechanic to prog too. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I like Zepla a lot, by the way. She's a really awesome content creator. But I can't agree with her on this. I just don't. I think knowing the mechanics coming in is massive. And FF definitely rewards you for like fast reflexes and doing things quickly. She's not Raider? Well, I mean, she cleared DSR. But she needs to like see the other stuff maybe. I don't know. But she understands raids, I think, in a general manner. She's not like hardcore.
Adapt to changing situations in a way that FFXIV
But what she's saying here, I don't agree with.
never asks you to do. So I feel like comparing these two things is apples and oranges. In the context of WoW, it doesn't matter that much that you've even seen shit on a PTR.
Ever do that?
I completely disagree. I don't play WoW, but I think if you have a PTR and you experience the mechanics before they're released on day one, you definitely have an advantage by default because you saw the mechanics. How do you clear the fight, chat? You clear the fight by doing mechanics. It's pretty straightforward, I think. So yeah, I mean it's really simple. I think PTR definitely gives you advantage.
Man, I could never do
It's a test of your reflexes, yes!
that. And not only that, but there's only like 2 or
Xenos
3
line.
groups
This is
that even
actually
have
bullshit.
a chance of winning because of all of the work
That is
and
true.
collective efforts that it
I mean, I
takes
feel
to
like that's a good
participate in
point.
it. So like me personally, I actually
It's a good point that it is hard for a like random group to do it, because it does take a lot of resources. I think that's fair.
think the race is kind of dog shit. Like in Final Fantasy, like people cheat, they use triggers, they use all this shit, you know?
Yeah,
But
that's also pretty dog shit. I know you're not about to dismiss all
the
that.
thing is that no one has access
Well, everyone uses it though, if you're gonna world first. I'm pretty sure WoW players also use the add-ons. I mean, especially there, because in Blizzard doesn't care if you use add-ons. So I mean, also FF and WoW both do it.
to any of that prior to the patch.
Someone!
No one. Oh wait, what did you say?
No, you're not about to dismiss all
The
that.
thing is that no one has access to any of that prior to the patch.
Someone!
It's a good point. No, Zeno makes a really good point. You don't have access to the content before the patch release in FF. So when everyone progs day one, they don't know the mechanics beforehand, so it makes World First like exciting because they're all trying to figure the shit out.
Bro. Why does it matter that they don't have access to cheating prior to the patch? They're fucking cheating, dude.
Wait, what? Dude, sorry, I'm really slow with processing.
Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
They don't have access.
That they don't have access.
To cheating prior to the patch. They're fucking cheating, dude. They can't say that the FXV race is better because people are cheating. Oh, but they can't cheat before.
No, I think what Zeno's trying to say is the World First, from a viewer perspective, it's more enjoyable because on day one they don't know all the mechanics. I think this is the point Zeno is trying to make.
Fucking cheating, it doesn't matter.
You could always have this group that just comes in last second and just claims the win. I think that's so cool. I think that because there's no discovery in WoW, and
yeah, what about the private
and
server?
you really like the race is kind of a debate, right? Because it's not really a race. It's just a
because they did it in PTR. Okay, yeah, I get what Zeno's trying to say, and so Zepla disagrees with that.
competition between like two people. Well, okay. It is a race, but not in the sense that it appears to be.
I
There's
see where
not,
it's
like,
going.
10 groups or 15 groups. There's
Right,
like two
right.
or three. And like if you like that, like I'm not saying that's necessarily bad. I'm saying that that's why I'm not interested in it. Like when I watch Liquid stream and Max's stream, or when I watch like Roger's stream, Scripe stream, when I watch
Because in WoW, they have plugins before the patch. But we're talking about allowed plugins that are not cheating, that are okay, and actual cheating. Like, you cannot compare these things at all.
Yeah, but Square Enix, I mean, like, if you think about it, all add-ons in their TOS, right? Add-on is an add-on, and they don't allow it regardless. So, I'm not sure what's the point that's being made here.
And you can't be like, oh, you know why the FXV race to World First is so good? Because a random group can come out of nowhere and have won because they cheated. Like, this is complete.
Everyone uses the add-ons in WoW too, though. It's like, here's the truth. The truth is, everyone's gonna, if there's competition, even in life, if there's competition, there's always gonna be someone trying to get the upper hand. Every time.
Complete bullshit.
No matter whatever means necessary.
I agree with Zeems on everything. Like, not everything, but 80% of stuff. I tend to agree with him on. But I gotta say, I feel like he's way off base here.
watch those streams, I'm watching it
I don't think he's off base here at all. I think he's made some pretty valid points.
for them. I'm watching it because I want to see them clear. I don't even care if like which one wins. Like I actually sent for both of them. It's the same two or three teams. I don't think so at all, man. There's been multiple rate tiers where someone at the last second has swooped.
Yeah, I think she definitely is misunderstanding what he's trying to say exactly. I think she's misunderstanding, yeah.
And got the clear that they've never heard from. Even the Savage Criterion, the Lucrezia group came in and fucking shit on everybody. And
Like, I agree on the point about how it's good to have, like, the random person come out, like, random team come out of nowhere. Like, that's cool. But, with the Racer World Person FXIV, it's just lately been kind of disappointing because of the use of all the add-ons and cheating. And, like, a lot of this...
It's gonna be standard though. Like everyone used this in World First. Has there ever been any instance ever where there was a World First that happened and add-ons weren't used? Like I'm pretty sure even FF14 with the older ultimates Race to World First, people used add-ons. And I'm sure in WoW 100% they use add-ons. It's always been part of it. It's part of the system. You know, we may not like it. Some people may not like it. Maybe they don't agree with it. But it's part of the system. Everyone does it. That's how World First is. I mean, we can disagree with it, but that's just the way it is. That's the way it flows.
Not even when it's streamed.
I mean, look, man. We play. Look, chat. We play together in LPDU. We have AM. We use AM in DSR PF. We use AM in top. It's commonly used. Everyone does it. But World First, that's a little different. They probably use a bit more add-ons. I mean, I don't fucking know the exact details of what World First racers use. But the same thing applies. It's become normal. It's part of the system. And you just go flow with the system. What are you going to do? Not join PF and not play? Because, oh, they use add-ons? Everyone uses it, man. Everyone. Every single PF you've ever been in, it is now expected to have AM. You are expected to have it, or you're just not going to fucking clear. You're not going to clear top if you don't have AM. In PF, you're not going to do it.
They're in a situation where so many people use it and it's so widespread that
people don't like having their time wasted. They will immediately leave and find another party that has AM. It's that simple. Can't even kill Ooh without AM. I mean, you can with like marking, but yeah, it's that extra effort needed that people don't want to do, you know, because that Titan thing, you know, AM just does the work. The only difference is you can make it so that it marks yourself by a macro or some shit like that. Yeah, but because it's that extra effort to do, you know, people just use AM. It does it.
all the other people going for World First.
It's definitely possible because AM is only ever used like once during that Titan part, and then never ever again. But yeah, but I see what you're trying to say though, Chris. Like it is 100% used in PF still, the AM.
And so I feel like YoGP has come out and said like he doesn't even want to acknowledge.
Yeah. Most don't. Yeah, exactly. Most people don't. Yeah, like most people use it.
To race anymore because of this shit going on. Like this is not something to be proud of. This is not a good situation, and you cannot compare it to the WoW race to World First at all. Dude. Like at least, yeah, it's not great that you need a shitload of resources to compete. No, I do agree on this point, but at least it has more legitimacy because like you cannot cheat through it. People are streaming all this shit, and I wouldn't.
Has there been instances where someone has streamed and like it wasn't obvious that they were using cheating in World First? I'm not really educated on this, so I'm not really sure. But if they're streaming it, can you know that they're using add-ons? Maybe they are behind the scenes, but they're hiding it on stream. I'm sure there's like ways to hide stuff on stream and still be using like the cheating stuff, the add-ons, quote unquote.
I wouldn't discount the achievement or the difficulty of doing this.
Like Unnamed, you guys can say, like people can say whatever the fuck they want about Unnamed, but Unnamed crushed top. They were days ahead of both Neverland and Aether Group 3. People can say that that their clear doesn't count. No, it counts.
Unnamed is the group that cleared top first and then they got memed on, right? That's Unnamed. Yeah, and that's what, like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the memes were fucking funny. The top memes were hilarious. I loved it. It's all over Twitter. But if you really think about it, they are World First. You know why? Because everyone else, every other fucking team, is using add-ons too. So technically, they are World First. Even if people don't acknowledge that they are because they use the Zoom, literally every other team, every World First has 100% used add-ons. And they're not going to snitch on each other because they're all doing it, so...
Counts. They cleared it first with the same tools that other people were using.
That's true, though.
This is fucked up.
How is it fucked up?
This is fucked up. So, like, I just...
How is it fucked up? It's true.
I just don't think it's right. Like basically what you're saying is it's okay to acknowledge a cheating clear.
Everyone does it though, Zepla. become standard. Like everyone uses it in world first. So everyone that's competing is a cheater, basically, is what she's trying to say. Then they use Splatoon. Oh, I don't know what that is. What is Splatoon? I guess that's some kind of add-on.
Because everybody else is using the cheating too. It's not. I don't agree with this at all. Like.
Oh, you don't have to agree with it. That's fine. But you know, it is part of the system for sure.
None of this is legitimate. That is not how the game is meant to be played.
That is not how the game is meant to be played. This is not legitimate. Okay, if you want to make it legitimate though, Square Enix has to host and make a world first. Okay? Square Enix has to literally say, hey guys, we're making world first. Come over to whatever place and we'll host like a tournament. World first. So the players are the ones that organize this. What are we talking about legitimate? The players did this. Of course it's not going to be legitimate. Everyone uses add-ons.
You're trivializing the game. You're trivializing the race, and I just think it's completely unacceptable. Like, this isn't.
It's not an official race from Square Enix. That's just the way it is because they don't host it. I mean, of course add-ons are going to be used. Like, here's the thing. You guys know FF14 hosted PvP Crystal Conflict Tournament, right? There's a set of rules in there. You cannot use add-ons, obviously. You cannot use cheats. You can't use fly hack, whatever. Like, you can't do anything. You have to play fair. And they hosted it. They have their own seats, their own chairs, their own PCs, their keyboards. You play on those. It's like League of Legends esports. That is a setting that Square Enix set. Okay? Oh yeah, how's that PF doing? Let me check. Oh, sorry. Let me, Holy fuck. It's fucked. Yeah, this isn't gonna fill, man. Look, I'll watch the video. If peeps don't come in, then it is what it is. And we'll just move on. Oh yeah, it is what it is. I'll continue watching the video though. I'm actually liking this video. It's interesting to see and just kind of talk about this. All right.
Something to be proud of. Isn't something to make excuses for at all. Like,
Why do you think the World Race team didn't bitch? Why do you think none of the World First teams, why do you think they didn't bitch? Why do you
Because they're all using the same shit.
think they weren't like, oh my God, can you believe that they used a fucking Zoom hack? Because they're all looking at each other like, glad we didn't get caught.
yeah, and is that okay?
Doesn't matter if it's not okay at that point. That's just the setting that's set in World First. There has never been an occasion where World First didn't have cheaters or people using add-ons.
Maybe they are. Is that okay? No.
Yoshi doesn't say so. Well, Yoshi also said the paladins could never block magic. So, you know.
I think she just doesn't have experience and knowledge of the setting. Did you see the Xeno reacting video? I did not, but I see Zepla's video. She reacted to Xeno, so I'm probably gonna watch that one. But I popped in my recommended and I got curious, so I'm just gonna watch the Zepla one. But Xeno's one is so long. I haven't seen that.
No. Honestly, a widescreen monitor is not that
I'm so curious what Xeno says now, actually,
much different than a fucking Zoom
about
hack. Have you
this.
seen
What
a
the
white-
fuck are you talking about?
Wait, what?
Yoshi also said the paladins could never block magic. So, you know, honestly, a widescreen monitor is not that much different than a fucking Zoom hack. Have you seen
What
a
the
white?
fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking?
Is he wrong, though? I've seen wide monitors. I've seen the gameplay. I've seen POVs on YouTube of people on widescreen monitors, and I can definitely tell you it is, if not, just as good as the Zoom hack. 100%. Do you know how much you can see with that? Do you know how much? It's literally, people literally get widescreen monitors like as if it's BIS for the game. Yeah, you see so much more. I mean, I'm personally not using that. Like, look, I'll go in game right now just to kind of show this, just for the sake of showing. Here's how much I can see in the game. Okay? This is max zooming in the game. This is how much I can see. Bird's eye view. Widescreen, you can see like all the way here, like all the way more to the right. This is my max. It can never go more than this. It is 100% just as good as a zoom hack. I've seen POVs of this. I can tell you without a doubt in my mind that it pretty much is as good as a zoom hack. It's huge. So Zepla just doesn't know. It's like she just doesn't know.
Widescreen monitors.
All right, let's see what she says.
What the fuck are you talking about, Zeke? You think a widescreen monitor is not that different from a Zoom? It's pretty fucking different. I play on a widescreen monitor, and I still can't play for shit. So it's not helpful.
So she plays on a widescreen monitor. How come she doesn't agree with Xeno here? Interesting, huh? I thought she'd be like totally on his side with that one. If she's also using a widescreen monitor, surely she would agree with him.
Helping. Come on, man.
Widescreen monitor. Why do you think people with widescreen monitor?
Yeah, I don't know why she said I still suck. Like basically, I don't know why she said that.
The fuck are you talking about?
Monitors get so much shit. That was always
Like
so
widescreen. That's like widescreen is massive.
crazy to me, man.
This
Was
is
that people
insane. What's
gave
going on?
Unnamed so much shit for using a zoom hack. The zoom hack doesn't even help you that much, man. There are way crazy.
This is just honestly, it's.
But he's right. Triggers help you way more, I think. Triggers help you more than a zoom hack.
It's hard to listen to this, truly.
And
It's
sound
a little bit
cues.
hard for me to listen to it
She said something about it in a stream today. Oh, I wonder what she said.
because I just.
They
feel
gave
like we're
shit
making a lot
for
of-
Splatoon, which they used in both races. Wow. I feel like this happens every time. You guys remember when DSR released? There was that one cheater. It's like every single time an Ultimate releases, it's always gonna be like this. People are gonna talk about the people using the cheats. People are gonna be talking about world first racers using this, using that. This happens every time. It's almost like just repeating itself on a loop every Ultimate release. Probably gonna be like that for Dawn Trail 2. I could definitely see that happening again next year. Oh boy.
A lot of excuses for like it's not that.
Zoom hack helps a lot, especially in prod. Yeah, definitely, but I feel like triggers and stuff like that, they tell you the mechanics. So it's like paying less attention. But yeah, I mean, zoom hack definitely helps you a lot for sure. Because you see more, which is massive.
That everyone does it. They did such a good job.
She didn't have ultra wide settings on. Zoom hack gives you intel triggers for reminding about the intel in Splatoon. Is intel in real time? Oh, intel. Oh, I don't know much about what Splatoon does, but damn. It's intel in real time, huh? Sheesh.
I just
Fucking
feel like we're
advanced
making
shit.
A lot of excuses for like it's not that bad.
Yep, I'm a 1080p gamer here.
Everyone does it.
I'll play on
they did such a
1080p.
Good job. It just makes me. Kind of
I'm
makes
not
me
Biss.
fall.
Easier tools than a fucking zoom hack. Yeah, but I just think that that's cool, man, because Unnamed came in
It's
at
the
the
same
last
as the
second on
widescreen.
P8,
What
and they
the fuck?
crushed it. They're an
I just this plus the like sort of dissing the WoW.
insane group.
Dissing? I honestly don't think he's doing that at all. Has he done that? In this entire 4 minutes in his video? I don't think he's done that at all.
Race at a time when like
I think she's misunderstanding the point of his video. She's thinking that he's saying that, but it's not true. This happens with me too. As a YouTuber, man, this happens all the time. Someone takes something I say, misunderstands it, words it differently, makes a stupid YouTube comment about it. It happens all the time. This is just a
probably
misunderstanding.
the best race to World
Misinterpreting.
in World War V history, if not the best one ever. It was very close up to the very last second, and they worked really, really fucking hard. And so to try to like promote what happens in our race against that, like.
Man, I mean, well, really though, all those groups are insane.
I think
they're
she's
all super
misunderstanding.
good. Yeah, that's another thing too, right? Is like a zoom hack doesn't help you perform better, like under long hours. Like a zoom hack
I
can give you
think it
information,
does.
but honestly, if you have an ultra wide, you get basically the same information anyway.
Zim, stop.
That's true. That is definitely true.
And
Dude,
the
stop what you're doing, dude. stop what you are doing. I'm begging you to stop this because actually what you're doing right now.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, she's pissed.
Stop what you are doing.
Stop it.
I'm begging you to stop this because actually what you're doing right now, even if you don't think that that is what you're doing, is you are encouraging people to go out and use these tools.
Whoa! Is he though? I think he's just stating factual stuff. Like, yeah, a zoom hack is the same as ultra wide monitor. Is that promoting? I feel like it's just fact. Like, yeah, the widescreen monitor is as good as a zoom hack. Like, he's just stating that. He's not saying, hey, go ahead and use the add-on. He's not saying that. He hasn't said that once.
People will hear you say this, and they'll think, oh, well, Zeem said it's really not that big.
Trigger is the same as someone giving callouts in Discord. Well, the trigger is automatic. Human error, we have to think about human error. Sometimes you can call out something wrong. The AI can never be wrong.
And it doesn't even help you that much. And it's not that different from an ultra-wide monitor. And
Zeem's video is pretty long, but it's interesting. It's worth watching. Yeah, I might watch it after this. Actually, I'm so curious what he has to say.
People will hear you say this, and they'll think, oh, well, Zeem said it's really not that big of a deal. And it doesn't even help you that much. And it's not that different from an ultra-wide monitor. And so, over long hours, it's not even going to be that big of a deal. So I might as well just go and start installing all this cheating shit. Because everyone does it. Like,
He hasn't actively promoted it, though.
This is destroying our...
He's just talking about it. So, like, if I just talk about, like, say, Splatoon on stream. I talk about Splatoon. Oh, so now I'm promoting it because I talked about it? I don't know.
It is destroying the game. It will continue to destroy the game.
Destroying the game.
Honestly, if they got fed up with it finally, and they added...
Yeah, I'll probably do that, Monty. I'm kind of curious what he has to say.
Epic easy anti-cheat to the game. Because people are doing this so blatantly, with no shame at all. Even promoting it and encouraging it now. If they add in the Epic easy anti-cheat, you know how many people will leave this game?
Question, chat. In Japan, you cannot download, like, it's illegal to have anti-cheat in video games, right? Someone told me this many years ago. I don't know if it was true, but that's why they can't use anti-cheat in FF14. Maybe someone can correct me on this, but this is what I've been told, is that it is illegal to make anti-cheat in FF14. Like, the developers cannot do that. This is all I've been told. Maybe they were bullshitting me, but apparently it's a law.
Because a shitload of people play just to do their mods. A shitload of people use the mods for, like, just, you know, hanging out or whatever.
So if they wanted to use anti-cheat, they can't put it in their game.
Or a big dick or whatever, you know. And all those people will just leave. And all the people that do housing, like, will probably just leave. It's going to have massive repercussions. And I just wish that it wouldn't have come to this. But I feel like we are barreling towards that inevitable day. When they finally just say, you know what, fuck you guys. We really tried to be chill about this. We tried to let you just get by with your little accessibility add-ons and your glamour add-ons and all this other bullshit you've been using. But you can't. Because you always, like, we have been taking it so far.
Okay. So she gives a fuck about the add-ons in this case. She cares about it. I mean, if you think about it, Square Enix has also implemented those accessibility add-ons in their official game now. Now we have a job icon next to our name. Now we have, like, they added, like, a bunch of other shit. So you do give a fuck. Because the way I'm looking at it is in FF14's Square Enix TOS, all add-ons are, you're going to be punished the same way. Because they're all the same shit. So what she's trying to say is like, oh, this add-on is bad, this add-on is good. But in Square Enix eyes, everything, it's all of it. It's the same shit for all the, you know, if you're using nude mods, futel, fucking whatever the fuck people use these days, fucking weird-ass mods, you know, you're basically, you know, you can get banned.
And it's like, we kept moving the goalposts of what was acceptable. We kept moving it forward.
To be honest, look, I'm going to be honest. I never liked how non-forward Square Enix have been with add-ons, because it's just kind of like, oh, is this fine to use? Is it not fine? Can I use the DPS meter but not use the other shit? Oh, can I show the DPS meter on stream? Is that allowed? Am I gonna get banned? They never were clear on it. They just tell you, dude, Square Enix, they just say, yeah, just don't do it and you're not gonna get banned. Yep, like they just say that. They don't go into depth of what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. So, if anything, really, Square Enix hasn't been like 100% transparent with it.
If like, well, maybe the glamour mod is okay, and maybe it is, right?
But in their eyes, it's all bad. Even though it doesn't affect, even if it's not cheating, it's all bad. You can't do it, you're gonna get banned.
Like,
That's just the way the TOS is.
I personally don't see that problem with that, but whatever. But the problem is that we have kept moving the goalposts further and further and further and further and further, and now we're going into actual...
Can we just all admit, look, can we just all admit that add-ons are actually very good for this game? They have already implemented add-ons into FF14 because they knew how fucking good they are. They have improved the game substantially. Even the party list UI changing, the color changes, the HUD looks cleaner. They have improved the game so much, this community. They improved it a lot.
Promoting cheating territory. Where, well, this is okay, then that is okay. Well, that's okay, well, then this next thing is okay. Well, that, you know, like, we've gone on this, it really has been a slippery slope. And
that's just the way
I
I'm
wish
looking
that
at it,
would
though.
be like this, because I would like us to keep our big dick mods. Okay, I would rather have those, obviously.
So you do give a fuck about the mods then?
But I just feel like one day we're gonna go ahead and.
But what she's trying to say is like, okay, if you guys use too much of the cheating mods, they're just gonna not allow, you know, they're just gonna straight up ban everyone that uses the other mods that aren't cheating. But they're all the same in Square Enix's eyes. They're all the same. They don't differentiate, and Square Enix has never been clear on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Everything is on the same line. Same line.
We're gonna have to say goodbye to all of it, because this is just like, honestly, kind of shameless at this point.
Information that you can get from a Zoom hack isn't even that like critical as a lot of people think. Well, yeah, information is huge, but what information can you get from a Zoom hack? Like, look at top. What possible information can you get from a Zoom hack that you can't get from an ultra wide?
From an ultra wide, yeah.
POV. Like what? There's nothing in the first phase. There's nothing in the second phase. There's nothing in the third phase. Didn't they also use Splatoon, or am I misremembering?
Oh, that's Splatoon.
Bro, even if that is true.
It is true. The ultra-wide monitor quite literally is like Zoom hack.
Like maybe 1% of
it literally is. I think what she needs is like a side-by-side picture of an ultra-wide monitor user and a Zoom hack user. I guarantee you her eyes will open.
You know what the fuck you're talking about in top. Instead of the people listening to you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, wait, what did she say?
It's remembering. I mean,
Bro, even if that is true, like maybe 1% of the people listening to you know what the fuck you're talking about in top. Instead,
I don't even think it's 1%. I think it's pretty standard that if you have an ultra-wide monitor, it's like a Zoom hack. I think more than 1% of people can agree with that if they're shown the evidence.
What they're hearing,
you don't need to be a top clearer for this.
Is, oh, it's probably not that big of a deal then, so I can use it.
Thing is like, well, you're misremembering on that. It was never.
She's misunderstanding him like big time. I think.
I think people made a big deal about the Zoom hack. After that.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. Saying, well, then why were they using it? If it didn't help, why would they use it? Thank you.
It happened. It really.
Then why would they use it? What, the Zoom hack? I mean, because it's like because everyone uses it, so they're using it. I mean, I don't know. They just used it because it's beneficial. I mean, they could have just got a fucking ultra-wide monitor, but maybe they didn't have the money to get an ultra-wide monitor, so they use the Zoom hack. And also, we have to think about the fact that every other world-first racer are all using add-ons. So why wouldn't they use every single possible tool that they can use to get world-first?
Showed me how naive.
You should watch her react to Xeno react. Yeah, Yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot of reactception because I'm also reacting to it. Yeah, I'll check it out after.
Because people really thought that that was like the worst possible thing. The memes were like absolutely amazing. Even this dude, even
Yeah, the
this,
memes are fucking
Hello,
hilarious.
guys. It's me. The astronaut that took the way out in space.
The astronaut. Hey, dude, we're going to space.
What a speculation has been going around
Look at her.
about months. Being used
Look at her. She's like, what the fuck
in
is he
order to
cooking?
get the view. But I
Look,
look
look at her. Look
there
at
was actually me who was getting the shot for when
her face is like pure like confusion. You can tell.
their 15th amendment. It was really hard to get the timing right. As a spaceship is wide or slow.
I mean,
I had
look,
to make
I
sure-
agree
The
that
spaceship, man.
memes were funny about
Yeah, I mean, those are fucking hilarious.
literally streaming this thing from outer space. Like, they're
Yeah.
have the International Space Station that is recording their footage for them. Yeah, like that was funny, but like I still don't feel comfortable laughing off cheating.
The Westers. Well,
I don't feel comfortable laughing off cheating. Well, I mean, it was a joke though. Yeah, like it's not even that big of a deal, because it's a meme, you know. Is that what? Maybe I'm misunderstanding her, but what does she mean by this? Don't feel comfortable laughing off cheating. I don't know. I found it funny. I found the memes fucking hilarious. I think, you know what I think? I think she's trying to give the persona of like positivity and 100% against cheating. I think she's trying to give that vibe off. But you know deep down she finds that shit funny. There's no way.
or cooked up super high so I could capture the footage.
Dude, did people actually join my party? How many people do we have now? Barely. Fuck, this party's not filling. I think it's GG.
And that's it.
Let me tell you this, man. Last raid tier was a big lesson for me. I will never again, never again take someone's FF logs.
I mean, she's not manipulating facts. She's just misunderstanding, I think. It's more that than anything.
Even remotely serious in a hardcore setting.
Like,
Never.
I don't think she's
Because
manipulating.
Last year, we had a couple players and their logs were phenomenal, and even their clear times were phenomenal. But I had never played with them before, and they had never done hardcore prog before, and they really struggled. They were cool people, but as far as like a hardcore group setting, and I'm not even talking about a world prog group setting, I'm talking about a hardcore group setting. They struggled because of the hour.
Good point, Mujo. Good point. Has she talked about that? I don't know if she's made other videos talking about WoW add-ons and plugins, but I'm telling you, they literally used that for the recent WoW World First. They literally used that.
Because when you go into a fight,
Why don't we talk about that?
before, it's much harder to perform than a fight that you've done a million times. Okay, I'll put it this way.
Okay,
When I
yeah.
prog with people, it will be people I know. I'll play.
I'm getting pinged in-game. What is it? Clear for white mage. I'll put it up. Okay, back to the video.
With you if it's
Can someone fucking lead for me? Why do I always got a party lead,
like a
man?
mid-core group. I don't care if it's a mid-core group. But if I join a hardcore group and I don't know you, I'm probably not going to play with you. It's kind of funny. With all of these rules in place for FF logs actually matters less now than it did before with basically no rules in play. That's so funny. That's so ironic, man. What is sandbagging? Okay, so let's say that you're trying to get a good parse in a fight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to
Padding
hold
ads.
my GCD. I'm not going to attack the boss.
Oh.
And I'm going to let you finish your entire 2-minute window. And then I'm going to hit the boss so that your parse will be as high as possible. And mine...
Ah. I get it.
will be as shit as possible. I really don't care how good someone is at the game, just as long as we can clear, right? But it depends on the setting. So like, if
Oh, so is he talking about like people that just try to artificially inflate their log, like the parse number that is on FF logs?
Her stance is they allow it in WoW, but non-FF, so FF add-on bad, WoW good. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that.
They will have the cloud for having like an orange parse, but that they've just gamed the system more or less so that they could have that result on the FF.
Sorry, I'm kind of brain farted. I didn't hear.
Inflate their log, like the parse number that is on FF logs, so they will have the cloud
Yeah.
having like an orange parse.
Mm.
But that they've just gamed the system more or less so that they could have that result on the FF logs page, and it doesn't actually demonstrate their proficiency at the game as a player. It doesn't show their job skill because they've just been gaming the system more or less and doing some fuckery to make sure that their parse looks as high as
Job skill? I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, you still need to be good at your job, and you still need to be good at the fight to reach high, like RDPS, right? Surely. I don't think I agree with this.
possible. Well, don't you think that that's another problem with the FF logs? Like I'm all for FF logs, okay, but I just feel like what you're saying is actually, you know, not a point in favor of using these tools, right? But maybe that's what he's saying. Like maybe what he's really means here is like, well, these tools don't mean
You need others to have shit RDPS.
shit. But clearly they do mean a lot to a lot of people if they're going through all this effort to just game the system to do these things, right?
I do a reprog group, as long as we can clear, if you struggle a little bit, you know, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, like, yeah, I'm going to call you out when you make a mistake, but I mean, you know, people call me out when I make mistakes. That's what I want.
I feel like
but
we've
I'm not
kind
going to
of-
like get
We've left the main conversation point about WoW and FFXIV Race the World first at this point, or now we're talking about other
actually
stuff.
pissed or like, you know, actually like frustrated. But in a hardcore setting, the mentality is different. The expectation is much higher. What are my opinion on people that hide their logs but talk a lot of shit in raid? I mean, obviously they're idiots, right? I mean, I think if you hide your logs, I think you're dumb. But you know, there's like no reason to ever hide a log. Like, who cares if you suck? You suck, then own it. You know, you're like, yeah,
If you suck, then own it. I actually like to agree with that.
I'm fucking shit, dude.
I will actually agree with that. Yeah, it's like, I'm bronze in Valorant, guys. I'm gonna own it. I'm bronze in Valorant. I'm not super good at Valorant. I'll own it. Fuck it. I'll improve at the game, you know? It shouldn't be like something that you're... Like, you feel like, oh no, it's on my page. It makes me look bad.
Yeah, I'm bad. Like, I would rather
Just get better if you care.
have my logs be like all gray and bad than hide them, because
Yeah, if you hide them, it does make you look worse. I agree.
you hide them, you're like, how bad are they really? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It sucks that people feel that way, actually. The thing is, man, in this game, people...
I feel like there was a time in my life when I really cared. I really, really cared about having a good number on FF logs. But at a certain point, I just stopped giving a shit because it was taking too much of my time, and the reward felt like kind of not worth it in the end. Like, it's really doesn't matter.
Mm.
Like the people that are actually very good at the game know to take those FF log numbers at face value anyway. Like Xeno.
Yeah, it's FF logs parses are matching with other people that are of your job, so it's at the end of the day, it's just a stat, it's a number. You cleared the fight, then just get better after that.
Said, you know, the number isn't going to tell you shit about how good the player actually is, and people who are actually very good know this. Like the only people you're impressing are people that like you don't even know, who would be questionable to do a hardcore content with anyway. So I mean, I honestly do not give a shit about my numbers anymore. I really don't.
People are so obsessed with like logs that they start to make really, really, really bad decisions, man.
Yeah.
It definitely can give a good idea. Yes, it does give a good idea. there are DPS matters a lot as well.
The first
That's
bad
true.
decision, like, literally comes from what is impressive, right? Like, that mentality. And the only thing people care about is actually that number.
Okay, so
Ooh.
we kind of lost the plot in the second part because we're talking about other stuff and FFLogs.
People are
how
joining.
People, inflate their numbers and all that stuff is bullshit. But I'm really, really like it was hot. It was.
I want to see Xeno react to this now. I really want
difficult
to.
for me to hear the first half of this video because it was about. It just felt like it didn't just feel like he was making excuses straight up for people using the cheating in the race and really.
He wasn't making excuses. He was just saying how things are. That's the way things are. He's explaining it.
You're just making it seem like it's not a big deal to use any of these third-party hacks and tools and plugins and bullshit, and like saying that somehow, in spite of all of this, it's better than the WoW race, which is just fucked up. Okay, I feel like it was a fucked up thing to say. I think it was an L, and I feel like it's dangerous to
Dangerous.
encourage or make
He wasn't encouraging Zepla. He wasn't doing that.
excuses for the use of cheats because people will just hear it and be like, "Well, you said it's okay."
She has completely misunderstood what he was trying to say the whole time.
So I'm gonna do it. And this
He
cannot.
He wasn't encouraging, dude.
Happen. We have to.
Never once in the video has he said that though.
Because then we're gonna lose all of our big booba add-ons and big dick add-ons, and we don't want that, right?
There it is. You care about the add-ons at the end of the day.
We don't want that, right? So, I don't know. I guess it's not really what I expected. It's not what I expected. But I kind of, honestly, I think maybe I didn't expect that because I forgot how the FFXIV race to world first is and how fucked up it is because of the cheating that happens. And I in a million years, I would never ever make excuses for it. But yeah, I don't know, dude.
What a video.
Would I have Zeus on the podcast? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. I think it would be fun if you would agree at some point.
Oh, dude, that'd be so cool if she would have Zeno on the podcast. He'd just say shit how it is. He'd be shit how it is. Oh, I mean, I don't want to talk about that, Monty. Like, it's not the fact that she's a woman, dude. It has nothing to do with that.
The problem is that it's not a race because of the barriers. I mean, yeah, like
She just lacks experience.
I do.
That's all
agree
it
with
is.
his point that the amount of resources you need to compete is high, and wow, that's a valid criticism. But I don't think that this is anywhere near the level of a problem that we have in our race, where the fight itself is trivialized by third-party tools that were never meant to be used in these fights at all. Yes, there's plugins.
They were meant to be used, but people are gonna use them regardless. And it will always be used regardless. Because they're trying to world first. Even in PF, people use AM. You
that
can't stop
there-
this.
Like, there are add-ons you can use in WoW, but the devs are well aware of them. And it's all streamed. So, it's just, you cannot compare these things at all. I think that,
Is she a Hrothgar? What the fuck? When did she become Hrothgar?
it's a very sad state of affairs with our race to world first in Final Fantasy XIV. It is bad enough that Yoshi P himself said he doesn't even want to acknowledge the winners anymore. This is not something to put up on a pedestal and act like it's all okay. It is not okay. So, I don't know.
Zepla was so wrong about Xeno video. Hard secondhand embarrassment. So she reacted to Xeno reacting to this.
That's how I feel about that.
That is so funny. I have to see that. I want to see what Xeno said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This party's almost filled, chat. Shit. Let me. That was alright. But I am even more curious about what Xeno has to say. I'm not gonna lie.